Let's solve equations by cross-multiplying. Equation number 5. First, let's check our equation, and we do have that fraction equals another fraction. So we know that when two fractions are equal, then their cross multiplications are equal. Step 1. Cross-multiply. So we're going to start out with the numerator of one fraction times the denominator of the other fraction. 2 times the quantity t minus 10. And then we're going to set up the other cross multiplication, which is our denominator 3t times the numerator 4. And now to complete our cross multiplication, let's go ahead and multiply these terms together, starting with our 2 in a distribution to the terms positive 1t and negative 10. 2 times t is 2t, and positive 2 times negative 10 is negative 20. And that is equal to 3t times 4, and we're going to multiply the numbers together and we're going to get 12t. How did we cross multiply? We cross multiplied by multiplying a numerator of one fraction by the denominator of the other fraction, and once we had those two multiplications set up, then we made sure to do our multiplication, remembering what we learned about distributing terms and remembering what we learned about negative numbers as well. Step 2. Solve the equation using inverse operations. Here's our variable t, and here's the variable t. The variable t is on both sides of our equation. On the right side, we only have a variable term. And what we learned in a previous lesson, let's get rid of the variable term 2t by bringing all the variable terms to this right side. So if I want to get rid of a 2t, I need to use the additive inverse operation. To get rid of positive 2t, I need to subtract 2t. And if I subtract it from this side, I also need to subtract it from the other side of the equation. Positive 2t minus 2t will cancel out each other, leaving us with just a negative 20 on the left side, and that is equal to 10t on the right side. The variable t is not solved for yet, it's not alone, and right now it's being multiplied times 10, so divide by 10 on that side, and if we divide by 10 on that side, we need to divide on the other side as well to keep the equation balanced. Negative 20 divided by 10 is negative 2 is equal to t. How did we solve the equation? After cross-multiplying, we used inverse operations to solve our equation. The first inverse operation was to subtract 2t from both sides, and that was to make sure that we can combine the variable term onto only one side of our equation over here on the right side. Once we had the variable term only on one side of our equation, we were then ready to divide by 10 on both sides to get that variable to be all alone by itself on one side of the equation. T is equal to negative 2. You are now ready to solve the equation in number 6 using cross multiplying, because we see that we have two fractions are equal.